What up, Caper Capers?
Hey, Capers.
Hey, Capers.
Martin the Thought Junkie here. Who else we got?
We got Chad, the resident movie nerd.
We got Chris, the film school dropout.
And much like Coca-Cola in 1985, we are the new Cape Seat Free. Hopefully with better, less disastrous results than what happened to Coca-Cola. This is tied to the current new Cokes coming back for Stranger Things promotion this summer, but never mind. Anyway, so yeah, it's the three of us, the OG crew. Here we are.
Yeah, let's do this. All right, who's our... we want to go beer of the week first?
Let's go beer of the week first.
Beer of the week.
Well,
this might be the first time. Is it the first time Chad's done beer of the week?
I don't know.
I think this is the first time we've had a beer of the week from the resident movie nerd.
That I actually went out and bought.
I won't quote that, but we'll see.
No,
we'll see how he does.
Okay, so I went to the liquor store around the corner from my house. I was looking at all the beers, trying to find a connection to the movie we're about to watch, which is, as you might already know,
Iron Man 3.
So I found one. It's a beer I've never heard of. It's got a big picture of a fish on the front. It's an American IPA from Bell's Brewing Company in Comstock, Michigan. That's Michigan, right? Yep. Yeah. And it's called Two Hearted Ale.
Do
you guys know?
Okay.
Do you have an idea? Yes.
Fish, hearts, and Iron Man. I don't know.
Nope. Iron Man does not turn into a fish in this movie. This is not the Incredible Mr. Limpet. No, I was thinking because his arc reactor is almost like his second heart. You know what I mean? He needs that to live. It's on top of his heart. And we know at the end of this movie, he gets rid of it. He gets rid of his second heart.
Right.
I can get with that.
Yeah. So, I saw that, and I thought of Tony Stark. He kind of has two hearts. Mm-hmm. One technology, one natural kind of heart. So there we go. I'm going to try it. I'm going to take a sip.
All right, let's all take a sip of it.
Let's try it.
Let's take a sip with the Capers.
Right, you got Let's just listen to us take a sip.
Oh, I like that.
That was sipping like
it's nice and hoppy. Ooh. I like the hoppiness of that.
Is it though? This isn't bad. This is really late.
It's actually Bell's. It's
light, but it's hoppy.
I'm saying it's a Bell's brand.
Okay.
Bell's brand beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an American IPA. So I mean, it's for IPAs. It is a little hoppy. Like if you've heard before, I'm not a big IPA person. This one's actually kind of smooth though.
It is smooth. Yeah.
Nice.
Good stuff. Two Hearted Ale. Yeah. There we go. All right. Who's the Caper of the week?
All right. So our Caper of the week, we need to give a big shout out to a Disney problem. A Disney problem. You have been liking us and following us since the inception of Cape Seat Free. I like that. Inception of Cape Seat Free.
Bringing some Nolan vibes in. Love it. Love it.
We're like Nolan right now. Maybe not. But a Disney problem. We raise our Two Hearted Ale to you.
Yeah. Thanks, a Disney problem.
A Disney problem. There you go.
I'm wondering why your name is a Disney problem. Did you get kicked out of Disneyland for causing issues? Are you on their
actually a problem?
Their blacklist. I'm not sure why you're a problem for Disney, but no, I'm intrigued. Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah,
I want to know. I want to know where that name came from.
If you're allowed to say it, of course.
Right.
If you haven't signed some NDA that prevents you from telling us your story.
It says a Disney problem holds one of those passes. What they call CVV pass?
Annual pass?
Annual passes or something like that.
Ooh, Disney problem. If you get to check out Galaxy's Edge starting next week, I would love to know how that is. I would love to hear about that. I'm excited to check that out. Years and years after it opens and the crowds finally die down.
Right.
Yeah, I have not been there. So maybe your Disney problem is more of an addiction to Disney.
Maybe that's the problem. She has a Disney problem.
How many of these cards do you actually have?
We figured it out. A Disney addiction.
Well, good thing we're doing a Marvel movie today, which is owned by Disney. Disney has no problems right now. They kind of rule the world between Marvel and Star Wars and Pixar, and they're doing everything right.
Yeah, so, when Toys Big said more money, more problems, I don't think Disney's
Nope.
Disney's not having that.
That's only in rap.
Same experience. No.
That's only in rap, Chris.
You proud of my segue there? That's a pretty good segue.
Really good
that was
segue.
a good segue from Caper of the Week to the movie we're doing today. So Iron Man 3, came out in 2013, so 6 years ago.
I really like this movie.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
I like it too.
4 times in the past 6 months for some reason.
Really?
Oh, really?
It's been years since
I haven't seen it in a while, and it was my 3rd favorite Iron Man movie. So
more than 2, really, or less than 2? I mean,
yes,
like
it was.
2 more. Wow.
And you'll hear why. No, I'm kidding. No, I actually do like the movie. I
know a lot of people who didn't like this just because it's a lot different. Because you have Shane Black coming in, who we'll talk more about when we're watching the movie. But like, he's got a kind of a very different sensibility. He was one of these kind of original voices that Marvel took a chance on to hire to. In this case, he wrote and directed. Or no, did he co-write? I think with Drew Pierce.
No, I think it was co-writing, but
right. I mean, they have a very distinct voice, maybe from what had really been done before. I mean, Joss Whedon kind of has that sensibility, a lot of dialogue and stuff too. But yeah, some people were turned off by that, but I really liked this movie. So yeah,
let's do it, guys.
We ready?
So if you're following it along with the audio commentary, we're gonna be starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. And 1.
Here we go.
Right, we're 3 seconds in. 4, 5, 6 seconds in.
So, okay, you don't need to count the whole time. I think this may have been
the suit's blowing up.
Yeah. This may have been the first MCU movie that had like a cold open before the studio logos. Now they do that for a lot of the movies, including Endgame. But
and this is a little foreshadowing. And narrated? I'm not sure. When was the last? Well, I mean, we probably had narrated shit before.
I gotta say, I love this
the ending.
Little Blue, the song so cool. Over the Marvel. This brings me back to 8th grade. Like I remember this. Point in pop culture history. Like at the time in our lives. Like
this is 98 when this came out. 99.
Something like that. I mean, this scene takes place in. This is New Year's Eve, 1999, right? But
where were you at when this song came out, Chris? 99.
I was in. I think I was partying in New Orleans. Yeah, I was at a New Year's Eve party in New Orleans.
Were you?
Yes.
Oh, happy.
The very first time. It was. I'm sorry, not New Orleans. I'm sorry, Vegas. I was in Vegas. My bad. In Vegas.
You're in Vegas.
No. New Orleans.
You're old enough to do all those things?
New Orleans. It was my very first time. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's him.
Yeah, yes. He runs into this is the guy he meets in the cave in the first movie, right?
Yeah, a lot of people miss that too, huh?
Yeah, I was probably a little confused, but I think in the first movie that guy does say when he meets Tony, "I met you once briefly years ago."
He does say that. Yes.
Yeah, it's little things like when you see a franchise do something small and little like that, you just know that they're paying so much attention to the consumer and our needs and our wants.
New Year's 99. Yeah, you guys remember all the Y2K
oh my gosh.
stuff? That was pretty nuts. I had a Y2K like countdown clock.
Oh yeah.
You had a doomsday clock?
I did. Yeah.
No.
It's this big gag gift back then.
I remember.
Way in.
I love how they give Happy Hogan like long hair and he's got like an earring on the other side and stuff.
Yeah. Like he would get hired with that kind of look. Yeah.
This is before that. I mean, they were bringing this back 14 years, I guess, which isn't really long enough to have to de-age adult characters. But now the Marvel Universe does so much like digital de-aging, but I don't think they really worried about that much here. They may have done a little on Downey for his wrinkles, but
no, I don't think so.
That technology wasn't so advanced in 2015.
Well, I don't think it was necessary. He's not. That's more makeup.
Guy Pearce is so like
trying to get my
nerdy.
beak wet.
No.
It just really shows how much of a douche Tony Stark was.
Oh yeah.
So we saw the Paramount logo before this movie. I believe this was like the last one to have the Paramount logo. I know I say that every time, but I think
really
because Disney. Because after Disney bought Marvel, Disney bought the distribution rights from Paramount for this and the Avengers for like $115 million, which seems like a bargain with all the money that Disney made off of this.
Someone got a yacht off that.
But I think everything is without the Paramount logo and just the Marvel logo from this point forward, as far as I know.
Yeah. Is this the first time we're seeing, well, besides Thor was before this, right?
Oh, yeah, this is Iron Man 3. It's playing before this. And we have Avengers before this, but yeah.
Avengers was before this.
Avengers was the movie that was right
before this.
Before this, right?
Yeah, this is the reason this did so well at the box office because it was kind of like the one right after Avengers.
Yeah, everyone wanted to see what was happening.
Yeah.
Happy Hogan just tackles him.
Favreau's so good. And Favreau directed the first two Iron Man movies. He decided not to because he was supposed to direct the Magic Kingdom movie for Disney.
Really?
Which clearly hasn't happened yet. 6 years later, they've still not made the.
I thought he also wanted to. I thought there's a lot of creative stuff that was.
No, as far as from what I could read, it was just he just wanted to step away and no, because obviously he doesn't have much.
I thought he was doing Jungle Book.
Jungle Book was 3 years after this. He was intending to direct.
Time to make. No.
He was supposed to direct Magic Kingdom. Okay. Yeah,
and that's why he got Jungle Book after that because it didn't happen.
I thought the story was he wanted to take some risks with the third one. It was going to make its money, but there was a lot of creative differences that he wanted, so he went off and then he wrote and directed Chef, which was chronicling how he felt.
Chef was out. Chef was a couple years after this too,
right? Chef was a controlling person. He wanted to be. He wanted to do his own thing as a chef.
I honestly don't think Favreau, not from what I've seen, has any creative issues with the Marvel Universe because he continues to produce the Avengers movies. He pumps up or pops up in them.
Yeah, he produced this.
So I don't think. I think he just wanted to step away from directing duties, and they introduced a good voice and like Robert Downey Jr. said he's like
Capers, I'm getting double teamed. I need you to back me up.
Capers,
if you know why Favreau stepped away from Iron Man 3, let me know.
Because he's right there. He didn't really step away. He just
this is we were just saying this came right after Avengers. This is chapter 1 of Phase 2. This kicks off Phase 2 of the MCU. So
he's been awake for 72 hours.
Yes.
Jeez. Can you imagine just being so good at something that you just want to do it all the time?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Or is that his defense mechanism or the way he copes with his loneliness and all the issues that he's going through? You know what I mean?
Well,
it's possible.
Yeah. I know in 2, he had the problem with, she was keeping a secret that he was, like, fighting for his life. He had that disease in part 2, and so he just put himself into his work. Yeah. And alcohol, apparently.
And alcohol.
But now that he cured that in 2, if you watched it and listened to our podcast in.
Yeah.
The one cool thing I like about the Iron Man series, especially with Robert Downey Jr., every Iron Man suit, each movie becomes a little more technologically advanced.
I love that too.
Like now he has them flying onto. He already had it do that in the Avengers movie, where he jumped out the window and the whole suit came. But now he's got it down to each piece flies on by just I don't know, he snaps a finger or he makes a move, which I don't see how it's possible unless he has like an implant in his brain. But I'm not Tony Stark.
Well, now it's nanobots now.
Well, now it's nanobots
since Infinity War, which is really cool. Which I think. I was reading something. The reason he was able to do that now is because I think, at the end of Black Panther, Wakanda opens up their technology to the world. That's how he is able to advance so far, his suit so far into the nanobot technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That's possible,
I think so. Between, like, Spider-Man Homecoming and Infinity War, Black Panther opened up their technology to the world,
But the thing is, I will say that, though, they didn't have nanotechnology. Everything they really relied heavy on vibranium.
Based on what they Tony's really smart. He invented a freaking time machine in Endgame, but I think he was able, using Wakanda's new technology, was probably able to figure some stuff out. I would imagine he was pretty smart.
Makes sense.
I think the fact that there's more technology out there, so there's people who come up with newer ideas because you get newer ideas from Wakanda. So I do believe that. Yeah.
I think we've talked about this before, but I love whenever in the late movies after this when he summons the suit, especially when it comes from really far away, when he's nowhere near the Avengers headquarters in New York. Like one of my favorite. I love everything about Infinity War and Endgame and stuff, but a moment I always really love is when he calls the Iron Spider for Spider-Man in Infinity War.
Oh yes,
he's just fire off the J-22, whatever it's called, or I don't remember, and then it fires off from the upstate New York facility, and it probably flies like 50 or 100 miles or whatever, and finds Peter Parker and hits him in midair. It's like all of the afterburners. It shows like the rocket breaking apart in the atmosphere, and then like I love that. It's so cool.
No,
I love that.
No, it was actually really good. And was it the Ultron when they call the Hulkbuster from the sky?
That was cool. That's so fucking cool. It's like NASA. It's like NASA stuff, kind of. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you see the Mars landers and the sky crane and all that.
I really love our antagonist here.
Right here
like
we have the Mandarin video.
Kingsley's voice, like he's you can tell he's still American. He has like that cowboy kind of look to him. Oh my god!
Well, I guess we'll talk more about where this character goes in a little bit.
I got something to say about that.
It's so cool too how he turns American history on. He flips it and makes it seem like we're the bad guys. I mean, we're a lot of the time the bad guy. Well, we don't know it.
No, that's why
you get older, you don't know it.
From other countries, everyone else is the bad guy. Everyone's the hero of their own story.
Yeah.
So we believe we're the hero, which we're the heroes to us. But other countries see us from different perspectives.
Right.
And you can think of it because obviously we worry about our concerns, and everyone else worries about their concerns. So, some.
Right. That's so true. Like
it's like all perspective.
I don't think I questioned our past in terms of like history and what we've done until I was in high school. Until you started talking about like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's decisions we made.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
That was the first time I actually questioned anything I was taught.
Oh. Yeah. See.
Well, yeah, things are tough in wartime,
That's what I love about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, what I love about... We're going to take a little sidestep. What I love about the...
Make sure it's a small sidestep.
What I love about
a big one.
The carnage from our Chainbreaker is the fact that you saw it from your enemy's perspective. Like, that's how Nagasaki felt for somebody.
Yeah.
That was really cool to see that.
Yeah.
Yes, I get that,
Yeah. So this movie came out in 2013, like I said, which was actually the 50th anniversary of the Iron Man character debuting in the comics. How about
that? Richard. I love how human Tony Stark is here. That makes sense, right?
This reminds me of the scene in Endgame with Hulk and Ant-Man. A picture with Ant-Man too. Take the goddamn camera. Just take
Think about Tony Stark's arc here. Like
arc reactor.
His arc in the whole series of the last 22 Marvel movies. Like this is his worst. This is like him completely going downhill. Panic attacks. Like you wouldn't think someone like Tony Stark would have panic attacks. My first panic attack. I thought about this scene. I was like, am I dying? Am I Tony Stark right now? Like, what's going on? I love how the suit's just parked out there.
Parks it out.
Yeah, it's parked outside with
you think it has an alarm?
Motorcycles?
Can he valet it?
That's it.
Excuse me. We still have Vision.
Well, yeah, he hasn't been... Oh, no, he was turned into...
No, this is before Ultron.
Oh, yeah, never mind. That was 2 years later.
This is after Avengers.
Age of Ultron.
Wait,
was that Neptune's net in...
Yeah, from Fast and Furious.
Malibu? Yeah.
I've never been there yet. I need to go.
We gotta go. It's on the PCH up there in Malibu. Not too far from here.
Mm-hmm.
So this, Avengers was such a huge hit. Like the original budget of this movie was only like $140 million, which does not sound like a lot at all. But we're only 5 years into the MCU at this point. But obviously, the Avengers was such a huge hit, biggest opening weekend of all time at the time, and all that. That Disney and Marvel actually upped it to $200 million. They got $60 extra million to make this movie.
Jeez, where did it all go?
I don't know visual effects.
But they were already shooting this movie. In fact, this movie came out... Did this movie come out
they were shooting this
next year.
In early 2012, around that. Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
But maybe they added more money as
they
went
had more money.
along.
It didn't come out until next year, though. That's what
so
happened.
Shane Black could make the best movie he could and everything. Yeah, I think Favreau's fully on board with all the Marvel stuff.
He is fully on board.
I feel like I've never read anything. He always looks like he's having such a good time in these movies. Like, and he produces them. He has a say. He produces a lot of these movies. So
Guy Pearce cleans up well.
I've never heard of any conflicts. Yeah, Guy Pearce is a great actor.
He's a good cast.
I feel like he almost never plays a He's actually no. Is he Australian or is he British?
Don't quote me on that. I think he's Australian.
Oh yeah,
but I haven't been to Australia.
Oh, I just went a couple weeks ago. It was great, but you never see him as you never see him doing an Australian accent. Think of Memento. Yeah, they have great. All the Iron Man villains are played by great actors. Jeff Bridges to Sam Rockwell and Mickey Rourke, and now you have Ben Kingsley and Guy Pearce in this. It's great.
Yeah.
James Badgedale. He's always great too.
What was he in before?
He's been in a lot of stuff. I remember him. He was on a season or two of 24 back in the day. He was Kiefer, Jack Bauer's partner.
That's right.
Like season 2 or 3 or something. It was like early on in 24. But he's been in a lot of movies ever since he was a kid. He was like a kid actor.
He's such a suave character.
Yes.
This is so cool too. Like, this is the first time I'd seen anything like this.
It's like, this
is like the map to Luke Skywalker in The Force Awakens, like the big projector map that comes up.
Now now in this thing, he's part of AIM, which in the comics is
AOL Instant Messenger.
No, it's AIM. They're pretty much a group of evil scientists. So I mean, it's kind of like in Tony Stark's storyline and Iron Man storyline, there are these evil scientists that like create technology for evil, right. And there's a group of them usually.
Is that kind of what Hydra did?
Well, Hydra was more about trying to conquer people. These are actually scientists that have these super advances like Tony Stark. They're kind of like they're supposed to be the challenge to Tony Stark because they come up with current advancements, but they use it for evil. Yeah,
that's so true, and that's like the end of The Dark Knight. You start wearing Kevlar. They start buying Kevlar piercing rounds.
Kevlar.
Yes. Kevlar, right?
Yeah, you're saying Kevlar?
I said Kevlar. You start wearing Kevlar.
Yes.
This just feels different, too. Just the music, everything feels different about this movie.
Look how good Favreau is in this. He's so good.
Pepper Potts on the cover of Forbes. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I love, I know after, Spider-Man comes in, like, the interactions between, like, Happy and Peter are always some of the best scenes, too.
Yeah.
So this movie, like I was talking about what the budget was, this movie opened to $174 million, which is huge. Yeah. That's really big. That's only like 40 million under the Avengers. Like, it's not that, which is still it's still one of the biggest openings in the MCU. It actually, so there's been 22 MCU movies, right, as of Endgame.
Fifth highest opening.
Yes. I don't know about the opening, but for the domestic, it grossed over 400 million domestic. You know where it ranks in the MCU rank of movies out of 22?
I believe 4th or 5th? 4th.
It's 7th.
7th
so it's still up there.
Yeah.
So it's still up there, and it's made 1.2 billion worldwide, and it's one of only 8 of the 22 MCU movies that have grossed over $1 billion worldwide.
Wow.
And it's 6th altogether worldwide. And this is also the second highest grossing film of 2013. Do you guys know what number 1 was?
2013?
2013. Ooh. Highest grossing one was...
Take a guess.
Give us a hint. Give us one hint.
Came out in probably November that
Jurassic
year.
Park.
I bet our caper of the week would know the answer.
Frozen.
Oh, Star Wars.
Yes.
Frozen.
Frozen.
Oh, Frozen.
That was the highest grossing movie in 2013.
Frozen? I still haven't seen that movie.
Frozen's good. Frozen's good. It's no Moana. Or Zootopia.
Zootopia.
Frozen's good.
Who named Zootopia? No one likes that movie.
What are you talking about? Have you seen Zootopia?
No.
It's so good. That was the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. It's really good.
Did it win?
Zootopia's great. Yes.
Okay. Must be good then.
It's really good. Back to Iron Man 3. Guy Pearce is still being his sleazy / charming self. He's not checking the tattoos on his arms, so he must remember what he's saying.
Yeah. He's pitching to Potts. Pepper Potts.
Pitching to Potts. Alliteration for the win.
Pepper Potts is now running.
Pitching to Pepper Potts.
She's running Stark Industries.
That's interesting.
And so he was talking about in the previous scene where he tried to recruit Tony Stark at the party,
right?
And now he's trying to recruit her, because Tony Stark didn't take her up then.
And she kissed him back.
Oh,
she wanted to kiss him back. Ooh, did Happy see it? Happy saw it. Where are you, Happy? Yep. No.
Happy George.
Oh, snap. Happy needs to keep his job. He ain't going to say nothing.
That looks like, what's his name's car? Who's the...
Nick Fury?
No, the guy who plays Superman from Smallville.
Oh, what's his name? Tom Welling?
Tom Welling. He has a
Range Rover. How do you know what his car looks like?
Because we parked it at the DGA Awards for the golf tournament, remember?
Okay, I don't know. I don't remember. I've never seen an episode of Smallville.
You've never seen an episode of Smallville?
I almost called it Smallfoot, but no, that's another anime.
I'm guessing you've never seen an episode of Smallville.
No.
You almost called it Smallfoot.
Right?
Nope.
That is the biggest bear I've ever seen.
So this movie...
That's a rabbit.
This movie did film some stuff in the LA area, but also did some stuff in Miami, and also most of it was actually shot in North Carolina. And at studios in North Carolina, and the scenes are supposed to be in Tennessee later in this movie over there, and they just got a better tax credit. They were going to film it in Michigan, but North Carolina offered them more rebates.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting more films in LA.
Oh yeah, Marvel's kind of good. Captain Marvel was shot all in California, and so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. shoots here.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Other stuff. Yeah, they shoot at Culver Studios down across from where I work, down in Culver City.
Do they?
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. You were schmoozing on that when we went to go see them.
Yeah, we met the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cast.
WonderCon. Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
And I told them that I worked across from their studio.
Yeah, and they
didn't seem to
signed all of our... What do you mean? I left, and I look back, you guys are still talking. I'm like,
you have to maximize my time, Come on.
Well, I was thinking when you were telling me and talking about the box office, it makes so much sense as to why they wanted Tony Stark involved with like Civil War, because he's such a draw. You know what I mean? And Captain America really didn't show us that it was really a draw. But that first one, it didn't do as well as it could have done, right?
I don't know. Yeah. I just thought this trick he does to Pepper where he's like not even in the suit and like talking to her, and then he's just like operating it remotely. Do you think he ever tries that in bed?
Well, this is the first time he did it, apparently.
The suit's in like bed under the covers, says, "Come on in, let's try something new," and he's like not even there.
And like I said before, the new technology in each Iron Man. This is the big thing in this episode. I mean, this movie.
Series, yeah.
Oh, he does that again.
Yeah.
In Homecoming. Yeah.
Yeah, he does it again in Homecoming as well.
Because then at the end, when Peter's like, "You're not even in there," and then he raises the mask.
Yeah.
Oh, remember he does it at the end of this too.
Well, he does it in the middle of this as well.
And he gets hit by the truck.
Oh, yeah.
After he saves everyone in the third act. I like how human he gets here. Talking about gods, aliens, like everything that he saw. Like, I'm so glad it didn't go unsaid, because we were so human for a long time with all these characters.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a super soldier and whatnot, but not aliens and gods.
Well, no, and he's just... Okay, so we had Thor before this, which... That's the first movie that really opened up the MCU to cosmic space things. Yes. Which I know you don't like Space Barn.
No,
we get more of that in Guardians of the Galaxy the year after this, but... He's just a normal dude from Earth, and he's smart and he has a lot of technology, but he's never seen these space worms and portals and invading alien armies. That's new for him.
Right.
So you see that probably. And he hugged a nuclear bomb and brought it up and probably thought he was going to die. And actually, it makes sense. I think it's a smart choice to have him dealing with the fallout from that, and like the PTSD and stuff like that, the anxiety and the panic attacks. It's like, I think a normal person, he's not a soldier like Captain America or Thor or something, or some of these other Avengers. Like, he's not used to that.
Right.
That's true. No,
I mean, he's seen some action since he became Iron Man, in the last few movies, but nothing. Yeah, the alien thing is
now this is like, and you think about it too. This is how a soldier must feel coming back from Iraq or coming back.
Exactly. That's why a lot of
see what they're going through.
Do have
we see his dreams.
Issues.
And just like we were talking about, you see his dreams of him flashing back to pushing that bomb through that wormhole.
Yeah. That's this terrifying. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
You should just have him clap twice to power down.
Well, now his mind's controlling Iron Man.
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's like the worst thing for your lover to feel. Like, you don't have control of your... Like, the first sense of trouble he had was literally that conversation they had maybe like 4 or 5 hours earlier. And then you go to this? Oh, man. Then you go to a robot waking you up and trying to protect Tony.
Chinese theater. It would have been cool to see this in the Chinese... Like, I think I mentioned this before, but I saw Zombieland in the Chinese theater, and it was cool when they're outside the Chinese theater and everybody cheered. But I bet people saw this in the Chinese when it came out. This is actually filmed on location. I forgot about this. I forgot about this terrorist attack at the Chinese. Hollywood Boulevard is usually way more crowded than that. Too.
Way more.
Oh yeah, this is this must be like at 3:00 in the morning on a Tuesday, right?
I know, seriously.
All of them are extras. Just think about all the extras this film needs. Like a big budget blockbuster film needs so many extras.
Especially at Christmas. This is Christmas. Where are those people at? It's Christmas.
They probably did shoot this in the middle of the night though, because so they could actually shut it down and not draw too much attention.
Oh, well, they always shut down Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah. They shut it down to show the movie.
Oh, that's true. Oh, actually, you know what? That's true. But usually sometimes people can still walk by, though.
This is technically a Christmas movie, right?
What is Happy doing out and about? Like,
he's following that guy.
He's not.
He's following Jack Bauer as him.
Yeah, but Happy's not, like, is he trained for this stuff? Like, what's Happy's background?
He's not. Why? Yeah, how did Happy get so crazy?
He's just like a bodyguard. I don't think he knows all this stuff. Well, maybe he does.
Remember, he got his butt kicked in the ring by Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, okay, he threw a good punch right there.
Oh, but this guy has some extremism.
That's a really good punch.
Now, yeah, you should run now. You should run. Okay.
Happy, I think I remember I was worried Happy was going to get killed off in one of these movies.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? He said, "Can you regulate?"
Because he's not taking this the serum.
Right. He just took this
extremis. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, extremis. And the thing is, if it's not regulated, it just makes you explode.
Wow.
And the guy used him as a bomb.
This place looks so much different without people there. It doesn't even feel like Hollywood Boulevard.
Happy. No, Happy's all injured.
I'd never been to the Egyptian theater until last month.
Oh, the Egyptian's
when
great.
I had my event there.
They show a lot of good older...
Oh, wow.
Well, now what, Netflix is
good
buying it or something? It's crazy. Hopefully they still show old movies with the American Cinematheque.
I hope so, too. Because then we only have the Limley. That's it.
No, New Beverly, Tarantino's theater still shows a lot of older stuff, too.
Oh, really?
Oh, the Arclight does that, too.
And the Extremis guy is still there.
Crazy.
Little Jack Bauer, dude.
So, yeah, this is something new, too. Like, superhuman stuff. The superhuman magical stuff. Because we hadn't had Doctor Strange yet.
Yeah,
you have, like, Bruce Banner turning into the Hulk.
You have Red Skull.
And the Abomination.
Had Red Skull. Yeah.
Bruce Banner. Those weren't MCU, though.
Those were exactly MCU.
What are you talking about?
I thought we were talking...
MCU?
With the
Captain America?
Yeah, that's MCU.
Hulk?
The one with...
Ed Norton. That's
Ed Norton. I'm thinking, what's his name?
Not
you're talking about
but that's... The Hulk was created the same way in every version.
Yeah.
Or more Ben Kingsley.
Dude, this voiceover is so great. These really grainy and gritty videos.
Yeah, these are like videos you see coming out of the Middle East,
Yeah, that's what they're supposed. Well, they are actually
propaganda videos that we've seen.
Al Qaeda, later ISIS type things. Yeah, terrifying.
Cheap American
theater.
And the push the narrative of they took out the Chinese theater and they're saying it's because it's a cheap knockoff of
it's the Mandarin
Chinese culture.
Yeah, true.
And so that's part of his terrorist plot.
Right. What I don't understand, why was everyone outraged? Oh my God, they messed up the Mandarin.
Well, we're not. I thought we weren't talking about that yet till we get to the part.
Why not? People have seen this before.
I'll tell you why. Because they messed up the Mandarin.
Who was the man? Give me 3 facts about the Mandarin.
Wasn't he a really racist character in the comics?
Yes and no. That was his heritage, but and maybe the earlier ones he comes off like a Fu Manchu. Mm-hmm. But no, he's like this. I would say magical, but yeah, he has these magical powers. He's one of Iron Man's like actual
greatest enemies, right?
Yeah, he's actually one of his greatest enemies, and they make him a actor.
But who knew that? You're the probably
every person. I mean,
you're the only person that knew what Mandarin did.
I did not know that, so
the comic book people would know that.
I appreciated the twist. I kind of liked it. See, I'm not beholden to the characters or anything.
No, the thing is, it's like they sold the Mandarin. Everyone that knew the Mandarin, knew Iron Man, was down to see Iron Man and the Mandarin fight.
Yeah. And
then you find out that, Mandarin's not really in it.
Well, here's the thing. I know we're not at the end of the movie yet, but whatever, since we're on the topic. I think there's been hints that the real Mandarin is still out there. And we have not seen him yet in the MCU. Because this is supposed to be part of this 10 Rings organization. And if you guys remember, remember when Marvel used to do the one-shots? They did like 5 of those little shorts. There was a one-shot connected to this that came out on the Thor the Dark World Blu-ray called All Hail the King. And it was Trevor Slattery, or whatever his name is, the actor played by Ben Kingsley, being interviewed in prison or something like that. And it hints at the real Mandarin being out there and wanting to, and stuff like that. And I think somebody even asked Kevin Feige about it recently, and he was playing coy about it.
But who's the Mandarin going to fight?
I mean, that is gone now because, spoiler, Iron Man's gone. So,
right.
So he's not coming out at all. It's not going to happen.
Still a Marvel villain that's out there somewhere.
Well, who's taking over the mantle of Iron Man? Rhodey?
Pepper.
Well, if you watch the Spider-Man Far From Home trailers, it's the kid, Spider-Man. But that's not.
He's got if he has the Iron Spider, that's basically an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Shaped like Spider-Man.
And he's smart, but he's still a kid. Huh?
Was that ever in the comics?
That he takes over? No. I mean, he has the Iron Spider suit, but he doesn't take over.
Rhodey still got the Iron Patriot. War. Wait, is it Iron Patriot or War Machine? War Machine.
It's War Machine.
What was the Iron Patriot then?
That was...
No, that's just what they call because he sold out to the government. Oh. He's now working for the government, so they changed it to the Iron Patriot.
How did he?
But they'll change it back.
How did he do this again? This 3D rendering because of what? How was he allowed to do that? Because of Happy?
It's because of CGI. No, because
because of.
Well, this is the forecourt of the Chinese, right? Yeah.
Right. Did Happy? I don't know.
He was looking through Happy's eyes.
I don't know. So this was actually the first. This is actually the first MCU movie to be shot completely digitally. Most of the first phase of the MCU was still shot on film up until the Avengers. This is the first one to be shot completely digitally.
I thought After Earth was the first film to be shot completely digitally.
No, you know what? Actually, the first film I think to shoot completely digitally was Attack of the Clones, Star Wars Episode 2 in 2002. George Lucas worked with, I think it was Sony to develop video cameras that could match 24 frames per second. That was a big deal. I remember reading all about that in 2002. So I believe it was, because Phantom Menace was still shot on 35mm, surprisingly, and then Attack of the Clones was. So, yeah. So only 11 years before this.
Yeah.
But this is the first MCU movie to be completely digital. And so the cinematographer in this movie, John Toll, he shot a lot of big movies. This is only a Marvel movie, but he worked with the Wachowskis. He shot Jupiter Ascending, Cloud Atlas, Tropic Thunder. So he worked with Robert Downey Jr. before. He shot the pilot of Breaking Bad, just the first episode.
Really?
So basically, you could say he established the look for that whole show.
Yeah.
Gone Baby Gone, Last Samurai.
We were just talking about the last. That was he did something in Watchmen too, right?
John Toll? No, I don't think that's not listed in his credits, but he did Almost Famous, Thin Red Line, Legends of the Fall, Braveheart. So this guy did so you're looking at the work of a director of photography who also created the look for all those huge movies. So
I love the fact that the comedic moment. We're on Red Alert and you're still on. Why are we on Ding Dong?
Right.
The bell just.
He's like, where is that now?
What's Pepper doing?
That's it.
He's
playing coy because she's like, you don't remember me. He's just acting like, oh, well, I don't remember everything. And
douchebag move.
But then he actually does remember her.
When was the first time you saw Rebecca? Mine was Frost Nixon.
Ooh, that's a good question. She's British.
That's a good question.
Immediately in my top 10.
Yeah, she's cute. I like Rebecca Hall.
And she's a great actress. I like how, too, she's not, like, overly sexualized in this movie, you know?
Mm-mm. You don't see Christine Everhart in this Iron Man movie, right? Isn't she in the first two?
Yeah, she's in the first two. I don't think she's in this one, though.
Yeah.
Now, this is a scene I have a problem with.
What?
You see all this technology in this building.
They didn't know it was coming. He didn't have heat-seeking missile, like...
Yes. He didn't have... There's a missile winds up flying at this building.
A defense system? Yeah.
And they're looking at it on the news. First one's no one's giving them a phone call, but there's no detection system at all.
But it looks cool. But it looks so cool.
It's like, you see a missile flying?
Oh, good thing they had the TV on. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
God, that's so bad.
This is like hopefully everybody's seen Endgame, spoiler alert, when Ant-Man's staring there and the missile from Thanos' ship comes down.
Yes, that's right, yes.
And apparently if you slow that down, you can see Scott survives because he shrinks down instantly. Kind of like here where he gets the Iron Man suit on Pepper.
Well, and that, I mean, this is a little done slow motion scene done for camera because they both were flying through the air. Yes, they were flying in slow motion, but it's not enough time for him to tell the Iron Man suit to go get her, and then they get her before she hits the ground.
This is nuts.
Iron Man suit's not Flash.
I don't think this is crazy when they destroyed Tony's
and we saw
Malibu mansion.
We saw this in the trailer too, right? Was that the first time Pepper got the suit?
Yeah,
that's
awesome. The precursor. Yeah.
Does this feel so long ago? It's like you forget he had this Malibu mansion now in the MCU. He's like he's been at the other Avengers facilities for so long.
And see, his thing's getting all blown up because he didn't have enough advancements. So I'm guessing this is Tony Stark's own damn fault.
He spent.
That is his own damn fault. Having all the technology, right?
I mean, he got 42 Iron Man suits downstairs. He don't have a detection system to say, "Yo, there's a missile flying at the building."
Yeah. Freaking ADT could do that better than him.
Oh, no. I mean, they just watched it on the news. No alarm went off. No alarm. Come on.
That is his own damn fault, Chris.
That is his own damn fault.
Oh, my.
That's awesome. So this is the beginning. I forget that Pepper can really controls the suit after this. But, like, Tony Stark spent all his money on, like, his Playboy stuff. Like, he didn't think to have missile awareness or anything like that. He wants, like, shades that come down and, like, wake him up automatically at 8:45 in the morning.
Or any kind of, like, perimeter detection system. Anything.
Right, especially after New York.
Yes, especially this is after Avengers.
Yeah, would you be worried that Chitauri would come back or something?
Yeah.
All those space worms?
You don't know where Loki's at?
Yeah, seriously. This music, though, is really... I always said that there wasn't a Marvel and MCU tone that I really clung to, but this, for me, is the one that really gives me hooked.
This music's done by Brian Tyler. Brian Tyler. He's actually the third... Each of the 3 Iron Man movies has a different composer. He started with Ramin Djawadi, who, of course, does Game of Thrones and Westworld, but... Also did the theme from Pacific Rim, which I love. I love the score to that. And then the second Iron Man was John Debney, and then this one's Brian Tyler. Oh, no, sorry. No, wait. And then Brian Tyler also did Age of Ultron after this, and he did Thor: The Dark World, and he's done some of the Fast and Furious movies.
That's why I know Brian from.
He said he was thinking of Raiders of the Lost Ark as a inspiration for the music for this movie.
It's insane how much I like the practicality of Tony Stark's weapons not working.
Yes, he couldn't fire the missile, so he took the missile out of his hand and threw it, and shot the actual missile for it to explode.
Like this whole scene gives me so much anxiety just thinking about him going underwater. Oh,
yeah.
This was his own damn fault, though, Chris. You're right.
Come on.
Chris, what are the Iron Man suits made out of?
Iron.
Can't be. Oh
no,
they're almost indestructible.
The thing is, they're not almost indestructible because Hulk crushes it pretty easily.
Yeah, I guess
Thanos pretty easily.
It can take an awful lot of beating.
Oh yeah, that's different material. But this is before vibranium. They didn't know about vibranium now.
Yeah, I guess.
There's only very little out there.
Only with
what Claw stole.
His shield, Captain America's shield and stuff.
Dude, how scary is this? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. To me, it's like, dude, are we sure this new thing's waterproof? I mean,
like you knew he wasn't dead. Yet. It's insane how you can go back and watch a movie that you've already seen and still feel like that same anxiety. You know what I mean? That's like the power of filmmaking, and watching this is just
good filmmaking. Yes.
Yeah, good filmmaking for sure.
Oh, water's starting to get in there. He's being pushed underground. If you guys are on that scene, it's the scene.
Capers are watching this with us, so they know what's going on, right?
Of course.
Yeah, Capers.
And so the half his mansion just fell on top of him while he's underwater in an Iron Man suit. That's it wasn't ready to go.
Is that just a way to make? I feel like you always see villains doing something like chewing on gum, just like doing nonchalant things that just makes them like badass.
This is crazy. The hand comes off and like pulls him out.
I mean, does that stay waterproof though? You get the arm off. I feel like water's getting in there.
Probably. Well, it just showed it. Yeah, he was getting there. That's why Jarvis said, "Take a deep breath."
Yeah.
Like, is there an oxygen supply built into the suit? There must be, right? Because it can take him underwater. It can take him.
Yeah, it can apparently can generate. Yeah, it can generate small amounts of oxygen. Because in the Avengers, when he goes down and he goes underwater and fixes his building to make the building the power source,
right.
He goes underwater in the Iron Man suit. So
he was just unconscious this whole time.
I mean, that must be a long flight from Malibu to Tennessee. Yeah, he's like at least 4 or 5 hours.
So this flight was generated because he was looking into. He went all Scooby Doo on us. He was looking into this guy in Tennessee.
Yeah. Scooby Doo.
It took him there.
So I guess we haven't really, Shane Black, who we were talking about earlier, they hired to make this movie. Yeah, he was most famous for writing. He wrote the Lethal Weapon movies.
Yes.
Didn't direct them, but he wrote them, and then he did I think he wrote part of Last Action Hero. Didn't he do some of that? And
then the Long Kiss Goodnight.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
A few years before this.
Kiss Bang Bang.
A few years. Wait, this is what 2013.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was 2005, so 8 years.
Not a few years.
Yeah, but I mean, he had worked with Robert Downey Jr. before, so Robert Downey Jr. probably gave his blessing for him to do this movie.
So Robert, yeah.
Can
you imagine that? Shane probably gave Robert that was his comeback role. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, I think so. That was the first modern thing I feel like I had seen Robert Downey Jr. in this Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, without going back to his 80s stuff.
Capers, that's how favors work. That's how you scratch my back, I scratch yours works in Hollywood.
Actually, that's true. You're right. That kind of relaunched. That was after he started cleaning up his act with his addiction problems and being, getting in trouble and stuff. And Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was the first. You're right. That was kind of his comeback thing. Then a couple of years after that, he did Tropic Thunder and of course Iron Man, and then just went up from there for him.
Just took
so
off.
Now he's the highest paid dude in Hollywood.
I wouldn't have known anything about Tony Stark or Tony Stark. I wouldn't know anything about him if it wasn't for Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I mean, you can go back and watch his he was in Bob
was he in
John Hughes
16 Candles?
Was he in The Cell?
Yeah.
Was he in The Cell?
He was in. One of the first things. What I knew him from as a kid? U.S. Marshals. The sequel to The Fugitive. With Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
He was
actually.
Spoiler alert, whatever. The movie's 21
years
old.
I haven't seen it.
He
Don't tell me now.
Okay. There's a twist in there for his character.
With a twist.
But yeah, so Shane Black was kind of a different voice to do a movie, but Marvel's proven that has worked more often than not when they hire these really unique voices to do these movies and kind of let their style seep through, like Shane Black, and obviously the most successful one has been Taika Waititi for Thor Ragnarok, which is 100% a Taika Waititi movie with his sensibility, but it still fits in the MCU. I guess the one example of that not working out is Edgar Wright was supposed to do Ant-Man. And we all know what an Edgar Wright movie looks like. And I think it would have been amazing, but I guess maybe what he was trying to do was not in line with what Marvel had in mind, so that didn't work out. Although there are definitely flashes. When you watch Ant-Man now, the whole, Luis telling the story and it whipped hands. That is a total Edgar Wright thing. That's got to be something that's left over from.
Oh no, I think it was a fan favorite. It's they brought it back for a while.
For sure, I still would love to see Edgar Wright do a Marvel movie someday. Maybe they'll have more confidence now. But so we have entrance of Ty Simpkins as the kid who helps him out here in rural Tennessee. Now, what big blockbuster was he in 2 years after this?
Jurassic Pizark.
World. Wizarld.
I mean,
Wizarld. Pizark.
Wizarld.
Jurassic World.
Wizarld.
Not in the terrible Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but the first Jurassic World, which I enjoy quite
terrible.
a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, Fallen Kingdom was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Fallen Kingdom is awful.
Where you think is worse than After Earth?
Yes.
Really?
It was worse, yeah.
All right.
I'll give After Earth.
Score one for After Earth. Okay.
But anyway, so Ty Simpkins. Actually, one of his first roles was actually as a little kid, popping up very briefly in Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds when he was like 3 years old.
Oh, really? Wait. Who was he in the War of the Worlds?
I think he was just some unnamed 3-year-old boy.
So he got an extra job.
But anyway, so
he put that on his IMDb, so he was rolling.
Ty Simpkins is, a lot of people probably haven't seen him in much since Jurassic World 4 years ago, but man, he has grown up a lot since then.
Yeah.
Because he was the one who confused a lot of people in Endgame.
Yeah.
12 months ago during
the
spoiler alert, Tony's funeral scene when they pan past all the major characters who are left, and he's just standing he's on the right side of the screen, right? There's like, who's this teenage boy?
Yeah.
He looks nothing like this. Took me a second too, and I was like,
I didn't
who
know.
the hell is this?
It
Who
took
the
me a
hell is
while.
that dude? Because you recognize everybody, and then I had read something, I remember a while back, like Ty Simpkins had hinted he was going to pop up in Endgame. I remember reading something. I was like, you know what, that's got to be him, the kid from Iron Man 3, who's part of Tony's story. He really helps Tony out a lot in this. And
he does.
Oh, and then, 6 years of the MCU go by, and you don't hear anything about this kid. It's never referenced again.
Went to college.
He's
only
kind of nice. It's kind of nice. They brought it full circle. I kind of like that,
And it's it's probably his next role and last role.
But it is tough because he grew up so much since this movie that you don't even recognize.
It's like that kid from from Game of Thrones.
The kid who breastfed Lee. Oh my God! Yeah, the final episode of Brain. When the final episode at the council at the end, it's the Catelyn's sister's kid with the sky door.
Yeah.
What was it? Robin Aaron.
Oh yes.
He was like that little snivelly looking kid. And then he shows him in the last episode. That was a lot of internet comments. People were like, "Ooh, this kid grew." Kind of like how some of the nerdy Harry Potter actors grew up and got hot afterwards.
That's all that breast milk.
It's really weird. Yeah.
Breast milk.
Hey, that's what Tormund drank the Giants' breast milk.
Yeah.
So he grew up to be big and strong. But anyways, yes. So Ty Simpkins, that's his thing. He also Ty Simpkins, Shane Black used him again in The Nice Guys. Which Shane Black did a couple years ago. Russell Crowe and was it Ryan Gosling? I liked that movie. It was like an LA kind of buddy detective movie. Did you see that one? The Nice Guys?
Nice Guys. I did not see it. I know the movie. I did not see it. I do want to see it. I do want to see it. I didn't see it. So
Ty Simpkins pops up in that too.
I like the twist with her.
Oh, now she's going back to see what Rebecca Hall talking about.
This is like two ex-girlfriends in the same room just having a conversation.
Awkward. But does this scene not what's that rule they talk about in movies? If two women can get in a room together and have a scene that doesn't talk about a man.
Yeah.
What is that called? But anyways, I think they're talking about Tony, so probably not. Apparently there are very few scenes that actually pass that test.
Which is shitty.
I know. The industry's been trying to get better with inclusivity and diversity with both gender and race stuff, and I think a lot of that's been doing well. Look how good But the last couple of years, I think have been big, like with Wonder Woman and Black Panther.
The thing is, I will say this, especially the superhero movies. It has been big. Like you talked about Wonder Woman, and
Captain Marvel,
and Captain Marvel. Obviously, it's been a big thing, but people just hate on that because
there's trolls out there who try to bring all that shit down, which is really depressing. But Rotten Tomatoes announced today. Did you see that?
No.
The new you have to verify your audience, your personal rating on Rotten Tomatoes now. You see the audience score. Obviously, you can't control the the Rotten Tomatoes rating, because those are verified critics. But now the audience score, what Trolls are doing some of these movies is bringing it way down intentionally. But now they just announced, Rotten Tomatoes just announced, I think today, that you have to verify a ticket purchase now to be able to rate a movie. Oh. And so they're teaming with Fandango. Somehow you must have to prove that you bought a ticket on Fandango, and they're soon going to expand it to other ticket buying services for Regal, AMC, so all the major ones. So it's going to be harder for Trolls if they really want to bring down the score. They have to prove that they bought a ticket. But that's just. But then I'm thinking
Fandango's trying to make some money off
this. They'll just attack it on IMDb though. You don't have to prove you saw a movie on IMDb. They'll probably just bring that.
Well, yeah. But
who owns Fandango?
Warner Brothers, which also owns Fandango. But when you go on Fandango, it shows the Rotten Tomatoes audience score as well. So but they're saying they're expanding to other ticket buying services, so it's not just going to encourage Fandango.
Adam tickets and
so Warner Brothers owns Fandango, and they let the score on Captain Marvel, owned by Disney, the competition go down.
Yeah, that's tough. No, I don't know. I'm sure.
You know what I just realized? We just saw a Viacom product,
Dora the Explorer Watch.
And
well, maybe Paramount still had a little say in this,
I mean, Paramount probably started the production of it, so I'm not sure if it was happening when it was bought, when production had already started. But the script was already written and things were already in motion.
You can go through legal and that's part of my job now with the anime movie I'm working on. We have to send designs and things to legal and see what passes and see what we need permission for, and see if we need to alter something so it won't be an issue and infringe on anything. So that's part of my job now.
Oh yeah, I mean, as an editor, that's what I deal with too. I get something back and say, hey, this didn't clear. We cut it out or blur it.
Yeah.
Or rotoscope it out. But hey.
Oh man.
These are such touching moments with a kid.
These are good. I like all this stuff in this movie.
He's having the kids talking about the aliens from Avengers.
Yeah.
That's good.
And this is exactly what a kid would do. I would do this. My niece does this to me all the time. Just trolls me.
Ask
do you have PTSD? Are the aliens going to come back? You want me to stop? This is so good. Like I said, I know when this first came out, people were like, Tony Stark with PTSD. That's like one of the big moments in the movie. I'm just like, no, it's like he's human, man.
Right, yeah.
Thor's not human. Captain America's not human, which you were saying earlier. Like, he's not a soldier. He's a rich guy, an entitled rich guy who now has something that he can't control, that he's causing himself. He has no control over it. Mm-hmm. It's finally bubbling up to the surface, and he can't do anything about it. So good. Oh, yeah.
The thing is, in if you guys remember Iron Man 2, he had the disease that was killing him, and he would freak out and do stuff because it was something he couldn't control.
Yeah.
And that's how he reacted. He's reacting the same way as being traumatized by this.
Yeah.
So that's his character. It's part of his character.
Yeah.
He's growing.
Is this the only MCU movie that takes place during Christmas?
I think so.
Christmas
maybe.
It just seems kind of unique. It just feels unique for one of these movies, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of Shane Black's movies that he's written and or directed take place during Christmas. He must like setting things during that time of year.
Oh.
Just always add kind of a different feel to it, you know?
This actress is so good.
Dale Dickey, who I know best from My Name is Earl. The Jason Lee NBC show that, God, I guess got canceled 10 years ago this year, which is crazy, because it ended on a cliffhanger. But Dale Dickey played the, didn't you play the daytime prostitute on that show?
She was. Yeah. See, I think I watched the first season of that show and part of the second season, and then I was one of the reasons why I got canceled, because I kind of fell off. But I'm not saying it was a bad show. It was just at the time I watched too much TV.
So Tony definitely is it's so crazy how he's the moral compass.
Green lamp in the background, Martin, above the pool table.
Oh, snaps.
Tony Stark is like the moral compass of this entire series. Like, you slowly start to see things. He slowly starts to see the point of view of like mothers and people and how war affects him. Like, we see that in every single movie. Probably the most effective was what? Was it Civil War? Yeah, Civil War.
Well, that's when
that kid died. When that kid, that black lady.
Yeah. Well, Alfred Woodard.
Yeah, confronts him. Yeah.
That's what really sent him over that turning point.
That's what drives him, at first, be on the opposite side of the Sokovia Accords from Captain America and all. He wants them to be regulated.
And so it's so hard because you follow Tony throughout all of these movies, and then when you get to Civil War, you side with Captain America, right? Who'd you side with in Civil War?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
I like Cap. I feel like I'm always on Cap's side.
Chris, who'd you side with in Civil War?
I was on Cap's side.
Man.
Well, because you feel bad. Like I told you, I love the Cap, Bucky friendship stuff. And so he's just, by the end of it, he's just defending Buck, his oldest friend. And you feel bad, Yeah.
Well, no, the thing is, it's they're talking about not trusting each other. They've been working together. They're adventurers. They've been together for a while. And Tony Stark doesn't say, listen, maybe we should sit and talk. No, he says, we signed these papers and you guys just come in and do it this way. I'm like, they're friends that trust it. There is something else going on, and you think that Tony Stark doesn't believe that Captain America is being honest.
Yeah. Right.
Now he does say that he thinks that he's being honest. He thinks he's doing the right thing, but it's the wrong thing. Right. But they're friends. They've been working together for a while, even though they've been building up the animosity since Ultron.
Yeah.
And so it kind of just fed into it. Mm-hmm. But it was because he didn't stop and said, let's look at the evidence that you see. We'll see. You have this theory. Let's look at it. We're the Avengers. We're not the police that we have to follow the chief, Right.
Yeah.
So that's why. It was more of the fact that this is your friend and you're just not going to at least look into what he was talking about. And he did at the end, but wait till the end of the movie to do that.
Does anybody else think, if you squint your eyes kind of and look at Tony in the scene, he kind of looks like he's dressed like Marty McFly?
Yeah.
He's got the blue shirt. He's got the red vest.
He's definitely dressed like him, yeah.
He's got the red vest on. He's going to jump on a skateboard and get out of there in a second.
I guess people can walk through fire. It's a little extremist.
That's good. Anytime there's a fight scene or anything that happens in a kitchen, I automatically think Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Ooh.
It's cool to see your heroes doing smart things.
That was like a MacGyver move right there.
And see, the thing is, Tony Stark's smart. Tony Stark is smart.
Yeah.
So when you go to Civil War, it's like, well, there must be something else going on. He's smart enough to think that, hey, maybe there's something else going on, instead of not believe his friend.
Yeah.
It's
a tough one, man. We all make decisions.
Where half the team's falling apart. You're not going to look into it?
Yeah.
I do get I do understand the drive, because at that time he was more distraught emotionally by the people that got killed in Ultron, especially seeing Alfred Woodard's character.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was kind of this is how we need to do things.
Right.
But it got to the point of a Civil War before he sighed, I'm going to look into it. So that's why I was Team Cap.
That's why Team Cap? Yeah, me too. I think we were all Team Cap.
We
can all be friends then.
Geez, Tony can't even come to some rural Tennessee town, and trouble just follows him wherever he goes.
That's a good moment.
Yeah.
Did we have a moment like that in
What did he just do to him?
He gave him a little toy that shines a light.
Right.
So he told him to use it.
Blaster.
He had a little blaster in this. He had that. Is that watch blaster? Or just from the Iron Man suit?
Now the town has no water because the water tower came down.
Can you imagine living in a town, small ass town like that?
I mean, nothing to do.
Right?
What would you do?
Okay, would he really make him walk home here?
This kid looks like Carl now from The Walking Dead.
Carl.
With his big cowboy hat.
Would Tony Stark really make him walk home, though, after all that?
What?
You know
Wait, Tony's hair was like wet and flat in the last scene. Now it's back to being like normal Robert Downey Jr. like moosed up hair.
The kid walked there on his own, so that's why he can walk his butt home.
Think I could be Tony
It was
Stark
his own damn fault.
What would you do? How would you dress as Tony Stark without having an Iron Man suit?
A regular suit.
You could just be like a dead body now. Oh. What if you dressed as Endgame spoilers for Halloween? I mean, the movie will have been out for like 6 months.
You know what I really like? I like those Game of Thrones memes that aren't really spoilers, but it tells you about the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see this?
It's like spoiler images, but with no context. And one was like a chair on fire. There was like something with like a wheelchair. I don't know.
Yeah, so this really feels like looking at the regeneration of these like humans and like the super soldiers. Like this really feels. This could have really gone Sci-Fi Channel quick.
Oh yeah. Well, and you want to know something? This is after this is when the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started.
Really?
And in the first season, in the first season, they were dealing with some of the characters actually had this extremis in the first season.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of one of the tie-ins going into the TV show. Like they were investigating other people that still had this in their bodies.
Okay.
Gotcha. Oh wow.
Okay. Now speaking of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., William Sadler here plays President Ellis. This is the only MCU movie he plays the president in. I'm not sure how many other presidents we've gotten in the MCU. But, Chris, he actually played this same President Ellis on 3 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, yeah.
Not in the first season. It was like 2015, 2016, so that would have been maybe the second, third season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because that started in the fall of 2013. So, yeah. So he's played... So, it's kind of interesting. So he's one of the few characters that's crossed over from the movies into the TV shows, which has happened. Some of the, some of the people from Thor pop, besides Nick Fury, Lady Sif and a couple others pop up. But now we know after Endgame, there's been one exclusively TV character who's appeared in the move to the movies, and who's that?
The guy who played Jarvis in Agent Carter.
Yes, who appears briefly in the 1970s scene with Howard Carter, which I love. Did you watch Agent Carter?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, me too. And we watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So that was I got a huge kick. I heard a couple reactions in the audience when I saw the movie.
Yeah,
not a lot. Because
I did too. Actually,
a ton of people watched Agent Carter, but I appreciated that. I was like, oh, it's so cool. They got it's Jarvis. That was great.
No, it's true. Yeah. Well, Sitwell has shown up in.
He's also shown up on the show, but he was in the movies first.
Yeah, he was in the movies first.
William Sadler, the actor who plays the president here, his he's been in a lot of stuff. One of his big famous roles was
gosh, he's been so many.
In about 1990, a lot of white makeup.
Dang.
Probably a bald cap.
I've seen a bunch of stuff. I can't even place him right now.
He was the Grim Reaper in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
I was even thinking
Bill and Ted 2.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I think I heard rumors, they're doing Bill and Ted 3.
Yes, they are.
To come out next year. And I think I heard something he might be coming back to play the Grim Reaper again. Because obviously you don't have George Carlin anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Might as well, shoot. They're bringing it back. Nostalgia, bringing back everyone who's still alive.
Yep.
It's a new Terminator trailer. If you guys seen that,
I'm not gonna watch. I want to watch it, but I'm not going to.
I wasn't impressed, but we'll see.
I tell you, I don't watch trailers anymore.
Oh no! I thought it was gonna be a better teaser, but
I told you my theory, right?
About what?
I'm not as engaged in movies anymore because I'm so desensitized to the storylines because of all the trailers. Like I miss those moments when you see a trailer for the first time in a movie theater. After the movie, you go walk down and you see the poster with the movie that's coming out in 6 months. Like I miss that. So I don't
that's
watch
true.
trailers
Sometimes
anymore.
I still see things for the first time in the theater. Yeah, but if it's a huge movie, I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the new Star Wars or Marvel trailer. I have to. Maybe we get some roadie.
Yeah, I mean, look, I always talk about this. I had no idea what The Matrix was when I went to go see it.
Oh wait,
my sister took me in and said, "Hey, let's go watch this movie." She didn't say anything about what it was. I just saw what is this?
Speaking of surprise trailers, Martin and I watched the Game of Thrones finale with you this past week. Mm-hmm. But Chris, did you see? I don't know if you watched the broadcast, but like the new, there a big trailer that was before on HBO right before the finale. I was like, what is this cool new futuristic sci-fi show with Aaron Paul?
Yes,
I was like, what is this with robots? I was like, this is cool. Like, did I hear about this? I was like, whoa, this is a cool new series. What is this? Boom! All of a sudden, freaking Evan Rachel Wood pops up as Dolores, like Westworld season 3. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was amazing because I thought it was this new show, and I think a lot of people they intentionally did that to you. Like, oh, here's Stan Lee's cameo as the as the beauty pageant judge. But anyways, I thought that was brilliant. That really surprised me because I didn't see that coming.
I would say I didn't see that coming, and I'm more interested in Westworld.
Yeah, they're kind of rebooting it a little bit.
Do a little different take on it.
Yeah, they're out of the park in the real world now.
Well, this is great.
Oh yeah, is this Adam Pally, right? The actor.
What show is he in again?
He was on Happy Endings, I think, back in the day.
Was he in something else?
He's been in some stuff, yeah.
He was in a show that was on television, like network television, if I remember.
That's Happy Endings.
Yeah, Happy
Endings.
Is it? Yeah.
No, but it was something I watched.
Which I think was on at the time.
I didn't watch Happy Endings.
He's been in things. Yeah, there's a lot of good actors in this. That was a funny moment right before this too. The roadie getting interrupted. He's like in the Middle East somewhere, in like a peacekeeping mission.
Throwback to when
answers the phone.
Throwback to Iron Man 1, when Tony Stark went to go do that in the suit.
Oh.
Remember? Also, real world throwback. The first podcast the three of us did together was
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, Capers! You've reached the midpoint of our Iron Man 3 audio commentary. Tune in next week for the epic conclusion.